In this part, we will study about different modes of asexual reproduction. Before this, in previous video, we discussed about budding and fission. And now, fragmentation. Third type of asexual reproduction, that is fragmentation. What is fragmentation? Fragmentation is division of parent body into parts, or parent body that splits into fragments, and each fragment or each part can grow into complete new organism. Fragmentation is characteristic feature of multicellular organisms, those who having very simple body organization. For example, Spirogyra. You studied about Spirogyra in your class 9 about its structure under chapter Diversity in Living Organisms. Spirogyra is an alga. It belongs to plant kingdom. And how it reproduces? When it matures, naturally by its own, it splits into parts or fragments, and each part grow into new complete Spirogyra. How fragmentation differ from binary fission? So in binary fission, you discussed in amoeba that how amoeba divides and form two amoebae from single parent amoeba. So on the basis of this point, it seems that fragmentation and binary fission, they are same, but there is difference between the two. Fragmentation occurs in multicellular organism, while binary fission is characteristic feature or mode of reproduction in unicellular organism. Fragmentation can be seen in one animal, that is sea anemone. About the same you studied in your class 9, and you can find out various Spirogyra in pond water, in lake water. You can study this in your lab. For that you have to collect water sample from the pond, and after that take drop of that water on slide, and then under observation, means under the observation in microscope, you find out Spirogyra presence in that pond water. So fragmentation is mode of reproduction in. Fourth type is regeneration. Regeneration is mode of reproduction again in organisms which having simple body design. As in this picture, planaria is given. Planaria, which is a flat worm. You studied this in class 9 under platyhelminths. How planaria reproduces? Planaria reproduces by regeneration. How? Its body splits into parts, and each part having the ability to regenerate into complete organism. How regeneration differ from fragmentation? As in fragmentation, when an organism mature, then naturally by its own it divides into pieces, and each piece can grow into new organism. While in regeneration, accidentally or by somehow, the body of the parent or body of the planaria that split into pieces, and each piece generate into complete new planaria. So regeneration is mode of reproduction in planaria as well as hydra. Hydra can reproduce with the help of regeneration. Hydra's body pieces, they can capable to form complete hydra when its parent body that splits into pieces. Spore formation. You read about bread mold, rhizopus, or sometimes if you forgot to keep your bread inside fridge, then what happens? You observe blue and black patches on the bread which is outside, kept in your kitchen. Those blue black patches They are fungus. So Rhizopus bread mold, how it reproduces? It reproduces by spore formation. As you studied in class 9 in kingdom fungi or fungi, that fungi, they have thread-like body. That thread-like body is called hyphae, and network of hyphae is called mycelium. And then this structure is called stalk, and this blob-like structure on stalk, that is called sporangium. Okay, these all are sporangia. These fruiting body, blob-like structure. Inside this fruiting body, inside the sporangia, spore formation occur. And spore, they form protective coat around them to avoid unfavorable conditions. When conditions become favorable, splitting of sporangia, rupturing of sporangia happens, and spores are released into the environment. And what are the favorable conditions for the spores to germinate, to form new network or to form new fungus? That is, they need damp and moist environment to germinate. So where they get the moisture, where they get the warmth, they germinate and they form fungus. So Rhizopus bread mold, it is commonly called bread mold. How it reproduces? How it reproduces? It reproduces by spore formation. And this structure, this fruiting body, this blob-like structure, it is called sporangia. Inside the sporangia, spores are formed, and when this sporangia rupture, spores are released, and on getting favorable conditions to germinate, they form new fungus.